Was there like no one around she could have run to or something?
Country, but what's even more rare is a violent crime of this nature where the victim gets stabbed over 30 times. So it's no wonder that people weren't just shocked, they were visibly confused. Everyone's asking themselves, how did...
Is that the guy? Was it this guy who did the... She owed the guy 25k? What, like she borrowed money or something?
this happen? What led this person to commit such a violent act? But the publications are asking...
Online influencer stabbed to death in Tokyo while live streaming. Oh my god. A follower tracked her location by the buildings behind her as she filmed herself. I am never going to do live streaming outside. Never.
Themselves the same questions, with many Western ones like the New York Times not having any of the important details when reporting on it, making this out to be yet another...
He lent her 25k and then she blocked him. Yeah, that's frowned upon. Yeah, lads, don't lend that much money to people, okay? Do not do that. Don't trust internet people.
Parasocial case with some even...
But yeah, but like it doesn't matter what she does. No one deserves to be killed over it. Like he could have gone to like the police, right?
Hey OSQ, so you want 25k?
Yeah, why not?
Been saying that it's another case of
Maybe.
She borrowed lot of monies she knew is crazy, and when I meant crazy he was not good in a head.
Okay, then... Dude, okay, yeah, but still, Jesus. These are the people you immediately block, man. You just like, you don't want to put your hand into that bee nest. It's not worth it.
Misogyny, but it's not that simple. In fact, this incident goes back years. She knew the man and had a hand in making him gradually lose his mind up until this point. It doesn't get crazier than this, and we're going to talk about everything from the beginning, so let's do this.
Ooh.
So Irie Sato...
Oh, she was so cute. Oh, that's so sad. So young and she's so cute.
was a 22-year-old live...
22? Bro, she was barely an adult. She's an adult-ling.
Live streamer who went by the name...
Call her cute after the text. Okay, I'm basing it off of her face. She looks very cute.
Mogami online. The website she used to stream was...
But I'm sorry. Why is that person's head so tiny? Are these like crazy filters or something? Her head is so tiny. Poofy hair. Dude, her entire everything. I'm gonna be like that, and this is a lizard person wearing a human skin, okay? This person is not Japanese, she's a lizard person. Sorry.
Was whowatch.tv. Japanese people typically call it Fuwatch. She was very active on there and was one of its top performers. Before passing away, she had reached around 2,600 followers, which is apparently really big for this website. Her main area of expertise was just chatting streams, talking to her chat and interacting with them. Sometimes she'd do these creative challenges, going outdoors or talking to strangers, but in a nutshell, for her, it was all about her community. And speaking of community, this is where Kenichi Takono comes in, a 42-year-old man who had found her stream and realized...
Yeah, he doesn't seem like he's in the best shape of his life.
Really liked her personality. He had found her in the...
Say what? He kind of looks like I imagine that he's the kind of person who probably gave all of his money to this girl because he liked the attention and she liked the money, and he probably lives on cup noodles, and otherwise his room and home is a mess, and it's like very depressing and very sad and very lonely, and he would probably needed help, but there was no one to help him. No family, no, I don't know, friends, no one to actually notice it, and he just like, you know, he fell real hard.
He had found her in December of 2021 and very quickly started to donate money to show his support. At his peak, he was donating over 100,000 yen a month.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, he pulled it off, thank God. 100,000 a month, 674. Okay, yeah, I mean, what's the average salary in Japan? Just roughly, humor me. In like USD. How much is it? That's yeah, but like 3K. So let's say that roughly he gave like 1/3 of his salary. I don't know, 500 is not. Like, okay, he either gave like half of his salary or 1/3, something like that. 600 is the lowest.
That is not a small amount of money today, being $674, but back then, when the yen was stronger, it was closer to $1,000 per month. This quickly caught Ai's attention because at the time, she wasn't a full-time streamer yet, she was still working at a restaurant. After having donated over 400,000 yen to her in the first few months of 2022, Ai decided to reach out to Takano directly and message him on the Line app. This is when they would first get in touch. For both of them, this was the beginning.
Ooh, that's where it goes wrong. Ooh, yeah, that's a big mistake. Don't because now she reached out, therefore there is a personal attachment to it. It just means that like she wants something as well, right?
Of the end. This is when their problematic relationship would start to take place. And now we have access to these conversations because...
Do you think she added him because she wanted more money out of him? Like she was like, hey, you're donating a lot. Maybe if I DM you, you will give me more.
They leaked after the incident. On September 2022, she would start to ask him to lend her money directly, not through tipping on the stream, directly to her bank.
Wait, can I ask you something seriously? What is it? I'm sorry, but I forgot my wallet when I went to work yesterday, so I'm really strapped for cash. I will give it back to you when I go get it tomorrow or the day after. I want the money transferred to the cash card I have at home, preferably right now. She wasn't even polite about it. Where is like the please and the thank you and like what?
Account. One of the first examples of this was her saying that she forgot her wallet at her job and that she's really strapped for cash, saying that she'll pay him back as soon as the next day or the day after. She also specified, I want the money transferred to the cash card I have at home.
Why are they texting it English? This is translated. Can't you tell by the different font sizes? It's a bit wonky.
Preferably right now. This was at 7 p.m. on...
Preferably right now? It's so rude. Is it just me who sounds very rude today? Preferably right now?
September 8th, 2022. Within a minute, Takano responded, can I just transfer it now? Asking how much do you need? And her saying that she needs a few tens of thousands of...
Wait. Tens of thousands? How much is that in proper money? Like $100? Question mark? Out of... Because this is still in yen, right? Like $100 bucks, $60, something.
Yen. But this was only the beginning. And guess what? Even though she said that she was going to repay him the day after or the day after that, she didn't. She only kept asking for more. Not even 6 days after saying that she had lost her wallet and needed a few thousands to last her for the next day, she went ahead and asked for another 20,000 yen. But she wouldn't take no for an answer. He said he couldn't do it with his card, and then she was like, well, what about a direct transfer from your bank account then? And Takano...
Dude, she was as subtle as like a brick in the face. I feel bad for this guy because he's clearly being used and she's like incredibly pushy.
Would always find a way. She would do this almost every week for a while, right? Here asking for 50,000 yen. The amount would always keep going up and the...
Wait, that's upon what she already asked? I won't ask you again, so can I just ask for 50,000? That's almost up to like 80k at this point. Oh my god.
Excuses would get crazier. Like, for example, this is a bad translation, but this is her pretty much saying that her sister's pregnant and she can't take care of the baby, so she needs money to help her.
Wait. Thank you. After big sister abandoned one child, abandoned the other to run away. Actually, I'm pregnant now. This is a very wonky subtitle. The plot thickens. Hello? What? Suddenly she is pregnant. Could you send me another 50,000 yen? Yeah, I lost my wallet and I'm pregnant.
And still, Takano would send her money. And around more than a month after starting to ask him for money, not only did she keep insisting, things started to get very disturbing. Takano would send Ai a message saying, "I'm worried," and this was in relation to his financial situation after giving her so much money. So she responded by saying, "Hey, where did you get the money from?" And here's what he had to say.
Japanese as a language itself is very polite. So this is probably the normal, daily expression, just sounds rude through translation.
Ah, okay, then I will sprinkle a hint of politeness onto it.
This right here is a bad translation, but what he's saying is Eiffel and Raiku, two of the biggest and most well-known loan companies in Japan.
He was taking loan to send it to her? It wasn't even his own money?
This meant that Takano had been taking on loans to send her money whenever she would ask because she was asking so consistently and he didn't have a stable job. So what does she respond with? She says, "I want you to borrow from another company different from Eiffel and Reiku because I need 50,000 yen right now," arguing that she has loans to pay. So she saw that he was indebted to two different credit companies, and instead of saying, "You know what, you should stop,"
Oh my god. I know that you're saying that Japanese is a very polite language, but how do you say this politely? This entire thing is just impolite as fuck. Oh my god. Thank you, Provi! No, it's not. Oh my god. The uwu and the
Hello,
end.
woman. Hi, Pockets.
Hello, male viewer. Welcome.
she asks him to get indebted to a third company too. And this is
Okay, wait. I'm calculating in my head. So this was, he was already almost sending like 100K, and now he wants to another 50. How much is this? Is this like 500 bucks? Is it we just like let's imagine that the yen is still strong, okay? So we are just taking off the zeros to make it easier, okay? Okay.
is when he reveals something even more disturbing. He says, "It's really tough. In fact, soon it will be revealed that I lied and borrowed it." So to get the loan, he had to fake his income and other details about his employment. And again, this was her chance to say, "You know what? Let's lay off this. I'll find someone else or I'll find another solution." No, she triples down and says, "I looked into it. And it turns out that if you have a job that qualifies you as a self-employed person or you're receiving the money in a tax-friendly way, you can still borrow the money even if you can't prove it, so it wouldn't be a lie."
That's so evil. But why wouldn't she just like stream more? I get it that it's like easy money or something, but surely she understands that if she asks for such a big amount of money and this guy is picking up loans and whatnot, then like, you know, he will go to the police or something. No, it was free. But what if he would have like, you know, just called the police on her? Wasn't there another Japanese chick who was like scamming money out of a bunch of people? And she even made like an internet book or something as a PDF, the how to scam money out of people. And she was just like spending it in a whatever coffee on the pretty boys.
And then he specified very clearly, "I lied about my annual income and working hours." But the conversation still goes on and she keeps insisting. Even if you don't have your personal information registered as a regular employee, you can still pass the screening and it's often impossible to confirm, so there's no way they'll find out if it's true or not. I went through because I couldn't confirm it. So
Bro, the amount of like, she did her fucking homework. She was like, you know what, wait a second. And she put on her glasses and she actually like, no, it's okay. You can still pick up the yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine.
I want to point out the fact that she was an expert at this.
She has probably done this before. That's exactly what I feel like. I would have loved to see her phone and check how many other messages she has like this.
She's done this multiple times before. Even a financial advisor wouldn't know all this. So it does beg the question, was he her only victim at this point? We still don't know. He also states that he's been ignoring the credit companies and that he'll probably be getting a lump sum bill because he's been ignoring them. Also specifying that the billing address that he put was his parents' house. So his entire family was implicated at this point, but she just did.
Ooh. Oh no. Dude, no. He took the gotcha waifu a bit too seriously. The lady's a full con artist? Yeah. Dude, at age 22? Already a full-blown con artist? That's crazy.
didn't care. He says, I'm getting scared of lying to borrow money now. And then she says, there's nothing I can do. I did it once. And then Takano says,
That's a horrible advice. That's the horriblest advice. It's like, oh, I'm scared. I'm going to get into trouble. Nah, it's fine. Can you just pick up another loan for me?
so whatever happens, happens. So at this point, yeah, you might be asking yourself many questions. Why is this guy doing this? Well, look, from all the text messages that leaked, he wasn't perverted. He never asked for any
He used a cute face.
nudes or anything weird. It seemed that he just
Wait, he didn't even get nudes? For all this effort and drama and money, he didn't even get at least a bare tit? Something half a tit? At least some like light ERP? Like, dude, Final Fantasy, Limsa Luminsa has more action than this poor guy got. What?
really liked watching her streams.
Ugh.
She reached out to him for help and he just couldn't say no. But even if he wanted to say no, she was very good at emotionally manipulating him, as evidenced by these messages. Look at this. He tells her in the beginning of November 2022 that he had applied to Raikou, right, the credit agency, to get more money to gift to her. She replies with, yeah, with this emoji. Takano then says, I hope I can borrow it, with a cute emoji. 15 minutes later, what does she reply with? She says, I want to die if I can't borrow money. Takano says, don't say that. I replies with, I want to do it. So this is complete and utter emotional manipulation.
Foreshadowing.
This is disgusting. But obviously, it gets worse. He falls asleep briefly for around more than an hour. He says, I fell asleep. Then says, I stay alive. Then she says, Takano, I can't live without you. Then he replies with, I'm happy. Me too, I can't live without
But she meant without your wallet and he meant without you.
you. And then Mogami finishes off the conversation by saying, thank you as always. I love you.
Thank you as always. It's like basically thanking the ATM machine that thank you for the cash.
Yeah. I don't think it's too crazy to assume that Takano might have thought that she was into him, that she, I don't know, appreciated him as more than a friend. Maybe that's what he was hoping for, but he never really expressed that in text messages. He was just always happy to help. But then, Takano's fantasy was cut short when the creditors came knocking. He had given her over 2.5 million yen, and back then that was
Someone calculate that right now. 2.5 million yen. You know what? I'm going to do it. Yen to USD. One more. Did I do it right? Nope. One last. Sorry. So this much. That's almost 7,000 USD. No! I have to do my own research. 7,000. 17,000.
over $20,000.
Oh, he said it right now. Sorry, I've got too excited.
With 1 million yen out of those 2.5 million being from creditors. So around the end of January 2023, he started asking for his money back, at least gradually, not all of it at once, saying, hey, listen, tomorrow, please start to pay me back. I replies with, sorry, can it be 2 days instead? He says, well, okay, fine, just please, on the 2nd of February. Then on the 2nd of February, he says, please deposit, what's going on? You said on the 2nd, so I moved it to the 2nd. The next day, he says, please give me the money back. And on the 5th of February, he says, you're not going to pay me back anymore? Mogami then replies, this is a really bad translation. What she actually said was, no, I am going to give it back. And then Takano says, is that so? This is when she would pretty much ghost him. She would not reply to him anymore. 6 days later, Takano says, I'm barely making
Ooh. I'm surprised that she didn't block him, like, right away. That's the what? Like she replied.
ends meet. So unless you transfer the money, I won't be able to pay anything in advance. Please transfer the money. A couple days later, I guess I won't get my money back. A few days later, are you willing to refund the money? Nothing. He was just talking to a brick wall. But of course, for him, it only got worse. Not only were the creditors after him, but he was witnessing her live stream and get a lot of money from live streams, while at the same time celebrating the fact that she had found a fiancé, that she was about to get married, and that
Listen, I would never say that what happened was deserved or anything, because it's not. Like, it was absolutely not. It's horrible that she was killed. But like, if something like this happens to a man, you can see that why that man reaches a certain breaking point to make such an awful decision to go after her. Like, this is just like piling upon over and over and over, and then it's just like, boom, he's too far gone.
That they both were living in a high-rise apartment together, meaning that she was financially well off, and yet he hadn't seen a single cent returned from her. Takano was very frustrated, understandably, and losing a lot of hope, but...
Well, he put his family's, his parents' house or whatever in danger too, right? So it's not only him, but his entire family would get cogged if these people go after him, that, hey, we have your debt.
Interestingly enough, he sought to resolve this legally. He had lent her money, he was in big financial trouble, but in 2023, he sued her in order to get his money back. And in December of 2023, he actually won the lawsuit. The judge had ordered her to pay him back everything he's lent her, so 2.5 million yen, with an interest rate of 3% per year from December 8th, 2023 until the payment.
So he actually even did the good choice, the right choice at first.
Payment is made. So the court fully sided with Takano. He was completely in the right, because at the time he had no stable income and was living in poverty. So obviously him winning that lawsuit was a relief. At least it seemed that way until he realized that it didn't really change much. Mogami would start to reference this lawsuit on stream sometimes in a passive-aggressive manner, saying things like, I borrowed money and I'm going to court. Or the comments from a certain individual saying give me my money back were so awful that I blocked him using the block function. She would even say that all she had to do was pay back all the money to get rid of this lawsuit in a nonchalant tone, as if it wasn't a big deal. The reality of these two could not be more different. In the court records of this lawsuit, Takano had said, I had feelings for her and wanted to help her if she was in trouble, and there she was nonchalantly saying, yeah, I guess I just have to pay it back. Additionally, since Takano watched her streams regularly, he understood that she was making a lot of money through tips and donations. She had a platinum badge on Fuwatch, which meant that she was one of the platform's top streamers. There are multiple ranks on this website, right? And typically when you get to the point where Mogami was, you're making a monthly income of 300,000 to 400,000 yen.
So she could have paid back easily. Like, even if she does it like, listen, I will pay you back like 20,000 yen every month or something, she could have easily done it.
In donations. And still, he was seeing nothing. Even though the court had ordered her to pay him back, he was not seeing a single...
How did the court not be like, hey girl, listen, the law is the law. Hello, what are we talking about? How?
But obviously the salt in the wound did not end here. She had a Twitter account that is private, so we don't know much about it. But some people found another Twitter account of hers that was fully about poker. With the first...
Okay. I was waiting for something like this. I like, where did the money go? If it's not Genshin, it must be something else. It must be. It was Gamba. It was Gamba time. Let me guess. She's not very good at poker.
First post she had posted on this account being her holding a bag full of chips worth 542,000 yen. So that could explain where a lot of Takano's money might have gone. So at this point, Takano felt completely cornered. He had tried to help someone who he really liked, getting indebted to two different companies and living in poverty. And even though he had gone through the legal means of getting his money back, nothing had changed, and he was seeing the same woman who scammed him and played with his feelings continue to stream and thrive, making a lot of money monthly. Eventually, during the year of 2024, something had cracked in him, and in 2025, he made up his mind.
Yeah, it was probably poverty that tends to crack people.
He sent her one final message on March 7th, 2025, blaming himself for falling in love and being deceived, and asking her one last time, please give me my money back. I'm in the negative because of the consumer loans I borrowed to lend to you and I can't live. Asking, can you somehow pay me back at least 10,000 yen, which is not even like $100. Adding that he'd been taking a lot of pills recently and had been sleeping all day because of how depressed he was. But of course, he was ignored. 4 days later, Mogami had gone live, streaming around the Shinjuku area. Takano saw this, recognized the area, and decided to go pay her a visit. He took Oyama Station, which was the closest to him, and rode close to 2 hours down to Shinjuku. She was initially streaming around the Takanadobaba station, but then made her way down to the Shin Okubo station. So he took the metro and he followed her. This is a map that kind of tells you how it happened. He started here, he went.
Dude, can you imagine how much anger there must have been in this man? That he saw that she's streaming and his immediate thought was like, okay, I'm going. I'm ending this. This is it. I had enough. And then he was just like, yeah.
Down here, she kept walking this way, and so then he followed her that way too. And that's where the incident took place.
That's so scary.
Eventually, he was able to make out where she was streaming from, so he made his way to her tripod setup, and that's where he struck. Multiple times, repeatedly, violently.
Yeah, what was... Wait. What was the article about? How many times was she stabbed? Like, wasn't she stabbed like 30-something times? Now I can... Yeah, like... I didn't understand it first. I thought that it's going to be just like a random hater who didn't like her, but yeah.
With a blank look in his eyes. The knife he had used was 13 centimeters in length. He showed up with a backpack, and there were 2 other knives in there as well. He had stabbed her over...
Why? In case it breaks? Or why the backup knife? Jesus Christ. He really, really meant it.
30 times in the neck, in the chest, in the shoulder, and initially she was screaming help, but then went silent. And I mean, think about that for a second. 30 times, just doing the same motion over and over again. That's not normal.
Do you think they saw something on the stream? Like, she was streaming with the camera. Do you think they could see anything? Obviously, it's going to be like censored, but they did. They could have.
Normal, right? None of this is normal. This is very violent, and the fact that he had a very blank stare made it worse. In fact, he kept talking to her as she was laying on the ground. At that point, the screen was completely black. You could hear sirens in the background, and you could also hear him asking her, while she lay on the ground, "Are you dead yet?" while kicking her. To say that there was fear and confusion is an understatement. The entire place was swarmed with police and paramedics. And to add to the confusion, people didn't even know who was actually stabbed. This tweet right here with almost 500,000 views said that she was a voice actress and a live streamer, stabbed by an...
Bro, that's... Oh my god. It's... Okay, I get it. Like, she was an asshole and what he did was wrong too, but like, Jesus Christ. Think about it, that you just tune into your favorite streamer and you're just watching a chill stream and you suddenly just like see like a 30 times shanking incident live in front of you. Like, I don't know about you, that would give me the heart palpitations and probably like an everlasting fear and scarring in my heart. Like, I didn't... Please don't get stabbed. Oh, okay, I will... Yeah, okay. I will try my best. Yeah, that sounds traumatizing as fuck, man.
Anti-fan while streaming on the Japanese site Whowatch. Mogami...
Yeah, this is the tweet I saw. And I was like, oh, anti-fan. It must be just like a hater or something. Or like some weirdo, right? But yeah, it's a little bit more complex than that.
It was not a voice actress. She was a live streamer. And that's because they were confusing her with a voice actress by the same name. This Mogami was being flooded with emails, DMs, calls,
Poor girl must have been like, wait a second, I got stabbed. She looks at herself, wait a second. Me?
Messages thinking that it was her that was stabbed. Her agency had to put out a statement saying, listen guys, first off, condolences to whoever just got killed, but please stop flooding.
That's so fucking dark. It's like, yeah, we are very sorry, but it wasn't us. It's the guy next to us. Oh, that's dark. That's very dark.
Flooding my messages, it's not me. And as you can see, this was pretty damn significant, seeing that this post has over 30 million views.
That's
now, when it
dark.
comes to Japanese people, the reactions varied greatly. Very shortly after the stabbing incident, people made up a makeshift memorial. But you might have noticed the fact that many of these news outlets, their videos that they posted on YouTube are heavily disliked. And that's because for some...
I mean, that's not that heavily disliked. Have you not seen the Assassin's Creed Shadow trailer? I wouldn't call this heavily disliked.
Japanese, they're siding way too much with the victim rather than the plight of the person who committed the crime. You can see this in the comments, with this one having over 2,400 likes saying, "There's no way you can borrow 2.5 million yen and just say, I don't know, block? I can't approve of murder, but I can understand the feeling of murderous intent." This post on Twitter echoes a different statement saying, "Whatever they do to you, don't stab them to death." Reminding
That's a good advice. Whatever they do to you, do not stab them. That's a good advice.
people that Takano had kicked her when she was down after the stabbing, so don't blame the victim, he's in the wrong here. There was a lot of discussion in the comments section of the article on Yahoo Japan detailing the incident. The most upvoted ones echoed the fact that yes, they do feel sorry that she had to be murdered, but at the same time, they felt sorry for the perpetrator. So as you can see, this is a very complex situation. It's not black and white at all. And in the end, I think it doesn't have to be. I think multiple things can be.
Don't stop people coming out in with the hot take. Yeah, listen, it's 2025. I don't know what's a hot take or what is not anymore. So I'm just going to say that please try not to stab anyone. It's frowned upon, okay? We do not endorse this kind of thing.
Be true at once. It's true that murder is too far. He is definitely wrong for that. But at the same time, it's not like she was innocent either. She manipulated him hard, and she was really good at it, making many people wonder if she had done it before and if there are other victims.
Oh, she absolutely have. She was having almost a routine to this. There's no way that she didn't.
It's just unfortunate that we couldn't conclude this without any bloodshed. Guys, be safe out there, and if someone asks you for money, know your limits, because if it's too good to be true, then it probably is, okay? Stay safe out there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video whenever that is. I love you. Mwah.
Mogami AI voice actors. Twitter is so toxic, man. Why are so many people saying that I'm dead? I can't with this one. This is Mr. Muji. This is a serious situation. You cannot end this story with a meme. Excuse me, sir. This is, oh my god.
So as far as I understand,
oh my god,
the court can't force her to repay Takano's money within a due date because unless she's a streamer belongs to some agencies, she is still considered as freelance with unstable income and has some sort of protection. So yeah, it's a loophole in the L.
What a stupid ass law. Jesus Christ.